The scent of hot dogs and the high-pitched squeal of children filled the air at my daughter Julia's 6th birthday party. Life was a constant struggle of ramen dinners and late-night shifts, and the simple joy of the day was a fragile shield against the constant anxiety. My father, on video call from his military base in Kuwait, shattered that illusion with a single question. What did she pick out with the $500 I sent? My heart stopped. I laughed nervously, confused. What, Dad? We haven't received anything. Behind me, my husband, Michael, froze, his coffee mug nearly slipping from his hand. My father's face, usually so kind, hardened on the screen. Kayla, I've been sending $500 every month for 2 years. For the kids, for everything you need. He held up bank statements, each print out a damning piece of evidence. 24 transfers, routing number ending in 4782. Michael's private account, the one he used for work expenses. $12,000. My mind, reeling, flashed through the past 2 years. Julia's dollar store decorations, the missed field trips, my nights skipping meals so the kids could eat. My dad was sacrificing half his pay in the desert while I sold my grandmother's ring for school supplies. I turned to Michael, my voice a deadly whisper. You've been stealing my father's money while our kids went without. The silence was deafening, broken only by the innocent laughter from the backyard. I grabbed his phone, withdrawal after withdrawal from an ATM at a casino. I have a problem, he whispered. You had $500 coming in every month from my father while you held me as I sobbed about failing our kids. You said we needed to budget better while you were stealing. On the screen, my dad's voice was a blade. Did my granddaughter eat ramen for dinner while you had my money? His voice broke. You let my daughter think I'd forgotten them. Then the memory of last Christmas hit me. Julia's tears when I told her Santa was having a tough year. Her list of ways to be better so Santa would love her. The rage was a physical force. Julia burst in asking for cake. I forced a smile and sent her back outside, then turned to Michael. You didn't just steal money, you stole their relationship with him. My dad's voice returned, resolute. I'm on the next flight home, emergency family leave. He hung up. Michael stared at me, a dangerous look in his eyes. I slipped my phone under the counter, my fingers finding the keyboard. I typed a quick, silent message to my dad. Be careful, now. The weeks that followed were a blur of cold fury and calculated action. Michael returned home believing my shock was temporary and tried to talk, to apologize, but I built a wall of silence. My mind was a ledger of his lies. The first step was to protect the kids. I changed their school pickup forms and secured my bank accounts, moving my salary to a new one. That's when I saw it. He had drained our joint account and taken a $2,000 cash advance, all at a casino ATM. My dad arrived home, a soldier on a mission. He set the kids outside to play, then confronted Michael, spreading bank statements across the table. His voice was low and dangerous as he recited the dates, detailing every theft, every missed opportunity. When Michael refused to leave, Dad called the police. With an officer's warning, Michael slunk out with a garbage bag of clothes. With him gone, the house felt clean but hollow. I couldn't sleep, so I made a timeline on a poster board. One column for our struggles, one for his casino withdrawals. Seeing my daughter's missed field trip next to a $200 ATM withdrawal at a casino was a physical shock. The next day, I filed a report with the police for theft by deception. The detective listened, but warned me these cases take time. The next blow came in the mail. 3 notices from payday loan companies. Michael had used my social security number to borrow $5,000. I spent 6 hours on the phone, freezing my credit, filing reports for identity theft. The list of his betrayals grew. I took my daughter Julia to a counselor, who came out with a picture she'd drawn of herself with a big X and the word bad underneath. He hadn't just stolen money, he had stolen her self-worth. 3 nights later, Michael, drunk and furious, pounded on the door. I called 911 and the police arrived, serving him with a protective order. The next morning, we changed all the locks. He couldn't get in, but he was always watching. At the custody hearing, the judge reviewed the evidence. My lawyer presented our case, detailing the theft and the gambling, but the judge focused on preserving parental relationships. My heart sunk. The system was designed to protect him. Then my phone vibrated with a text from Detective Crow. He'd subpoenaed Michael's bank records and casino footage. The theft, he'd discovered, went back 5 years. And there was more. A series of large deposits from a second, anonymous account. A stream of money that coincided with every one of Michael's biggest casino withdrawals. I'd been so focused on the money my dad sent that I had missed the real danger. The game was far bigger than I had ever imagined. Michael wasn't just a thief. He was a pawn in an illegal gambling ring. The anonymous deposits in his account were money being laundered, and he was being used as a mule. The reason he wasn't at the kids' games wasn't just because he was at the casino. He was making drops and collecting money for criminals. The phone in my hand felt heavy, a gateway to a truth far darker than I could ever have imagined. Michael wasn't just a gambler, he was a pawn in an illegal gambling ring. The anonymous deposits in his account were money being laundered, and he was being used as a mule. The reason he wasn't at the kids' games wasn't just because he was at the casino. He was making drops and collecting money for criminals. The next few weeks were a battle for peace. The protective order gave us a fragile sense of security, but Michael's presence lingered. His texts were a calculated mix of apologies and threats, a constant reminder of his deception. The civil court case moved forward slowly, with his lawyer arguing for supervised visitation, framing Michael's actions as a disease, not a deliberate choice. Then one afternoon in the park, a man from the police department delivered a final chilling message. They had a warrant for Michael's arrest for charges far more serious than wire fraud. He was an accomplice to an illegal gambling ring. My husband wasn't just a thief, he was a criminal. That night the phone rang. It was Michael. He whispered, "I'm running," his voice small. "I got in too deep. Tell the kids I love them." He was choosing to become a fugitive, to disappear from our lives forever rather than face prison. I hung up the phone and walked to Julia's room, watching her sleep. It had been 1 month, 31 days since I answered that video call, and my life had been torn apart and rebuilt. I had lost a husband and financial security, but I had gained my father back and found my own strength. Michael's choices had set us free from a life of quiet desperation. In the end, I had my children, a home, and a fresh start. But the lingering question was what I would tell my kids about their father's disappearance. Was it better to tell them the truth and risk breaking their hearts, or to lie and hope they never discovered the ugly reality? My family was safe, but the choice of how to protect my children from the truth would haunt me forever.